like to bring in on this broadcast Air Commodore Bijender Siwach, who is the Director General of Aviation Safety India. Thank you so much, sir, for your time on such short notice to be joining us here on India Today. I'm sure you've seen the pictures of the nose of the aircraft and the damage that this aircraft sustained. Which is why everyone's talking about how this was nothing short of a miracle, that all passengers are safe and that the plane managed to land safely, sir.
Madam, good evening and thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be on your show. Now, March to May is known as pre-monsoon summer season in India. And during this season, severe thunderstorms with hailstorms, lightning is expected and is known fact. These days, because of maybe climate change, the frequency and intensity of this kind of thunderstorm with hailstorms is increasing, and it's very sudden, very swift. Maybe pilots do not get even advance information. Now, Aviation Safety India sends advisory to all the operators throughout India about the precaution they should observe while flying during these pre-monsoon and summer months. I don't know how many of them heed to our advice or they don't. I am not aware of it, but we do our best and we try our best to communicate. Now,
no, but sir, looking at this particular incident, do you think that it would have been extremely challenging for the pilot to kind of steer through and ensure the safety of passengers to land in such circumstances, or for pre-monsoon shower, or for a hailstorm, and with the aircraft being damaged in that manner?
Madam, number of aircrafts go through this kind of, situations. If you recall, one aircraft from Amritsar to Delhi or Chandigarh, they experienced Air India. They experienced very severe thunderstorms with hailstorms, severe turbulence. The passengers were thrown from their seats. They were very, badly bruised and injured. So this has happened before on a number of occasions. It can be very, very deadly, very, very serious. We must credit the pilot for carrying out, even they declaring emergency and carrying out a safe landing. There appear to be not much damage as far as injury or something to the passengers. Yes, aircraft knows there has been damage. This is the result of hailstorms. These hail can be as big as 1 kg in weight. So you can well imagine the impact of the hail on the aircraft.
That explains the damage also. Yeah, but also, sir, looking at the damage on the nose of the aircraft, what can that actually do to the plane? Are we talking about a loss in air cabin pressure as a result of this kind of a gaping hole? Is that something that was possible, particularly in the cockpit, considering it's in the nose of the aircraft?
You see, the radar antenna is generally located there, so it can damage the radar antenna. It can also, if it is severe, then it can damage other controls also. It can be very, very serious emergency on board and can cause loss of control of the aircraft. Just imagine, even if this, instead of nose, if this hail strike was on the windscreen and the windscreen has broken and the pilot would have got injured, so you can well imagine what could happen. So that's a very serious, situation. Pilot must try their best to avoid getting into such situation. But I don't know, there were already warnings on this issue. Since morning, there are the India Met Department warning that there's going to be very severe thunderstorm. This was known, but still, maybe because of commercial reasons, these aircrafts undertake flights.
That's then unacceptable, because they've put the lives of so many passengers, crew members, pilots at risk by allowing this kind of operations through such inclement weather. So do you think, sir, going by what you're saying here, that this was perhaps a lapse, that despite a hailstorm, despite clearly a weather warning, this kind of flight operations were allowed?
You see, you are absolutely right. But pilots take weather briefing, weather forecast. They have got radar picture. They get input from other aircraft who are flying in the similar airspace. So it's not that they kind of lapse. They take all kind of precautions, and sometimes this weather cannot be predicted that it can be so serious. I remember there's a flight from Kolkata to this place, Bagdogra. I was there on Boeing 737, and we were flying the president. There was no weather where we were flying, but 30 kilometers right of us, there was some weather. So you can well imagine 30 kilometers right of us, the turbulence was so severe, we thought our aircraft is going to break into pieces.
My God.
President was thrown off his couch, and all the cutlery, crockery, everything was broken. And we made prayers last, that we are gone now. But
So then,
fortunately
there will be
survived.
questions about whether we need to do a reality check as far as our warning systems go. Is that the problem? Or in actually ensuring that we heed the warnings better as well, a kind of process that better. But thank you so much, Air Commodore Siwach, for your time.